Hi everyone, I'm here with Sarah from Australia, one of the most beautiful and my very, very close to me countries. Welcome, Sarah. Welcome to the summit.
Hello, everyone. It's wonderful to be here today, and I'm excited about sharing some secrets with you today on how you can organize, automate, and systemize your own membership site for maximum scalability. I can't wait to share those with you.
Thank you so much, Sarah. And for everybody, it's really important to know that Sarah is a course creation specialist. She has helped over 20,000 people to really create their online courses, digitize them, and really put it to the world to serve them through education. So we are so excited, Sarah, to know everything from you that you had to teach us and really grow with your wisdom. So, Sarah, tell us, first of all, when did you really start your membership of the academy that you really run online?
Great. Well, thank you for having me here today. Look, I guess what I want to start with is there are probably many people listening to this who have an idea for a membership program, but actually haven't started anything yet. And the whole process, the whole thought of this is going to seem really overwhelming. There's loads of tech to learn. There's loads of new language to learn. How does it all connect together? What am I even going to do my thing on? How am I going to find people to sign up to it? So please remember that every single person who has a successful membership site started in the exact same place as you. Okay, so please don't feel like you're never going to learn this. The only reason you don't know it yet is because you haven't learned it yet, and you are perfectly capable of learning. Stick with this, and each time you stick your head into one of these trainings, something else will click and you'll go, oh, now I get that bit, and you can start learning the next part. So please don't freak out. About 14 years ago, I was in that place. I was on the corner of my kitchen table with a borrowed laptop and nothing but a dream and some ambition. That was it. I had no startup money. I wasn't quite sure what or how I was going to get my business off the ground. And today I have a 7-figure business. I've employed hundreds of people. I've got 20,000 students right now studying my online courses in 146 countries. I hold the record for being the youngest university director in Australian history. And I have now built for myself a very strong reputation as a leader in my field, which is course creation. And you can do this too. I didn't start with any special skills or knowledge. I didn't start with any money. Like I said, I started with ambition and the will to learn, and important, take action, take action, take action. Along those ways, I messed things up, I screwed things up, I did things wrong, but I persisted and persisted and persisted. Now I have got where I am today, 20,000 students right now in 146 countries without even paying for ads. Okay, so I want you guys to know you do not need money to get started. You can absolutely do this on passion alone. And so to go back to what I'm saying here today is, when did I start this? Well, you could argue that this started the day I decided to turn my dream into reality, because every single thing you do every single day adds to your knowledge base, it adds to your understanding, it adds to your whole entire ecosystem of skills and your toolbox of things that you can tap into. The other thing is that every time you learn something new, it adds to the puzzle pieces and it just grows over time. So I officially started my academy membership in 2015, right before I was due to have a baby. And I thought, I need to find a way to scale my business and offer more to my students in a way that's going to give me sustainable income. Because in the rest of business, your success, the amount of people who are signing up and things like that depend on how much you're out there, how much you're present, how much you're in front of people. Well, for anyone who's had a baby or is close to someone who's had a baby, you know that that's not going to be predictable for a little while. And so if you stop being out there, you stop putting yourself in front of people, well, then so are your signups going to stop. So I had to find a way of going, right, well, how can I create some kind of ecosystem that makes people want to stay and keep paying to stay, but do not depend on me constantly being everywhere all of the time? And that's when I looked at my assets, looked at all the things that over 10 years plus I had created. I had online courses. I had little lead magnets I'd created. I had ebooks I put together. I had checklists that I used. I had internal documents that I thought would be useful to other people. I had image cards that could be replaced by others. I had all these things and I thought, wow, what if I put all of these different assets that I have into one place? And instead of trying to advertise that course and advertise that course and promote that program, and why don't I just promote one thing, the Membership Academy, and they can have everything. That way I do less work and my people get more value. And so it was 2015 that I decided to do that stock take of everything I had, stick it into one big vault, charge one price per month, and market one thing. And it's one of the best decisions I ever made.
Wow. And it's such a structured organization that people who are actually coming to you know what they're getting. They get what they want, and that's why they're happy, and they always continue to remain in the membership.
That's right.
Amazing. The three pillars, Sarah, that you really beautifully mentioned to really grow a membership are automation, organization, and systems. So tell us or take us behind the scene of these three major pillars that really led you to start and grow and really retain such amazing clients for literally forever.
That's right. Now, look, if you are going to try and manage anything in business where you are doing everything manually, your business will not scale. You will find yourself exhausted, burnt out, probably poor customer service because you're not going to be responding instantaneously, and you're going to get to a point where there's only so much you can manage. If you want to have a successful subscription site, you need to be able to have lots of people. Subscription memberships depend on you having a lower price because people are going to be paying it every single month. And so that means you need to have volume. You must have volume in order for you to get that massive product profitability. Now, you cannot get volume if you are not automating the majority of what you're doing behind the scenes. So I want to give you guys a couple of tips today about the real basics that you kind of need to think about, learn about, start tinkering around with if you're going to get yourself eventually into a position where you can scale limitless. You want to build yourself a membership site where potentially millions of people can sign up to it. I mean, hands up, who doesn't want that? I mean, I'm working on it still. I'm not quite at the millions, but I now have the capability and the capacity to take on millions because I have tweaked and tweaked and tweaked the organization, the productivity, and the automation side of this. So let me give you a couple of pieces of software that are really important if you want to reach unlimited scale opportunity for your subscription site. Now, number one is, now of course this depends entirely on what product you're selling, but I'm coming from people who sell knowledge, people who sell education. So if you're selling books, ebooks, online courses, any kind of information-based product, this is the kind of methodology I'd recommend. Now, first of all, you need a place where all of that content's going to live. Where are your online courses going to live, your ebooks, all of that kind of information that you're selling or giving access to your members from. Now, I highly recommend that you use a learning management system to do this. Now, there are lots out there that you can choose. Thinkific is one, Teachable, Kajabi, New Zenler. All of these are kind of the most sort of biggest leaders in the industry at the moment in terms of learning management systems. Now, they all have free trials. They're all very similar in terms of their features and functions. So I generally recommend that people go out there on the free trials and pick the one that they just prefer the feeling of because their features are all quite similar. A lot of people ask me which one is my favorite. Now, as a course creation specialist, I help people set up their online courses and build their online schools for them every single day. So I am in all of these platforms every single day. And so I am not telling you which one I prefer based on which one I use. I'm telling you which one I prefer based on the fact that I know all of them inside out. And at the moment, at the time of recording this, Thinkific is slightly winning in terms of features and functions. However, please decide for yourself by taking the free trials of all of them. Now, the reason why you want this learning management system is because it's super easy for you to simply upload your content to this platform. Once you've uploaded your content, which is simply pressing upload, it's that easy. Who can do that? You can do that. I know you can. You then simply set your price and it is click of a button. So it says, what price do you want to charge for this? Or you simply bundle them all together and say, this is a subscription price and I will charge this price every month, and you press publish. That is how easy this is to do from a learning management system. It manages all of the welcome notifications. It will automatically send them a welcome notification email. It will automatically give them their link to log in. It will automatically give them a button to reset their password if they forget it, which means you're not dealing with all this admin of, hey, Sarah, I can't get in, I've forgotten my password, you know, and then you're gonna have to go and reset people. Nope. When you use a learning management system, it's a click of a button, they do it themselves, you're not even involved in that particular process. So they sign up with their credit card details, the system lets them in, and then the system will automatically deduct that amount of money from the academy or from that student per month to access your academy or your membership program. Now, in terms of how much you charge, this is entirely up to you, and I'll just touch on this while we're talking about the pricing option. There is no rule to this. You decide what your content is worth and what amount of money you need to obviously run your business and make the money you need. But I always say to people, incentivize the membership over everything else. Now, all of my courses, all 60 plus of them, are available for people to purchase on their own. Some people are just like, hey, just give me that product. I just want that. I want it for life. Just leave me alone after that, all right? And so make sure you tailor and accommodate those kinds of buyers, because if you're not, you're missing out on sales, right? So this is the cool thing about a learning management system, is you can say, you can buy this on its own for $297. Or you can come over and join the academy for this much. So let me tell you how I incentivize my people to join my academy. Why do I want to incentivize people to join the academy? Well, when you're selling one-off purchases for online courses, soon enough, people are going to stop buying stuff. Soon enough, you know, you might have a month where you sold loads of stuff because you presented on a summit, and then next month you didn't present on a summit, you don't have any sales. So your income goes woo, up, down, up, down, up, down. Quite unpredictable, and unpredictability in business is a high risk business. As soon as you start getting regular income at the same kind of amount every single month, that's when you have a sustainable and a safe business. That's when you can start investing in helpers. You know, you can start investing in having a virtual assistant, for instance, to help you out with stuff. It's going to enable you to grow. So that's why you want to have a membership, because you're going to get that consistent income per month. And I'm doing a flat line. Hopefully it's going to go up. Right? So then you look at all the products you have. Now, I've got over 60 online courses. If you were to buy each of those individually, it would cost you over $10,000. But I say to you, you can either do that or join my academy for just $47 a month. What? A lot of my friends, when I first did this in 2015, said, Sarah, are you crazy? You're completely devaluing yourself. You're devaluing your products. You're giving $10,000 of education away for $47. And I went, I've done one better than that. I make the first month completely free of charge, right? So anyone who joins my academy signs up. They get all 60 plus online courses in full, completely free of charge, plus the live coaching call with me that month, completely free of charge. And guess what? They can cancel before they start getting charged. So all my friends were going, are you insane? Like, people are just going to like binge watch everything and cancel their subscription. They've got everything for free. And I was like, they're going to have to do a lot of binge watching. There's over 60 courses in there, right? And secondly, I've put so much in there that it's going to take them about 6 months to watch everything. So straight away, I'm going to get at least a minimum of a 6-month lifespan from each customer, or lifetime value, because there is so much, that's how long it's going to take. Secondly, I make something invaluable, and that is access to the community and access to the live coaching calls. So if you can add in something like that, you know, they might watch all the courses, well, now it's time to leave. And after that, I started noticing people had an approximately a 7 to 9 month lifespan when it was just the online courses in there. Well, as soon as you add the live calls, people don't want to miss out on that every month. When they've been in that community and they've felt what it feels like to be a member of an edupreneur community with other edupreneurs and everyone who's going through that same experience of building a course and writing a book and publishing the book and becoming a leader in their field, you know, when you feel like other people are doing that with you, you cannot replace community, especially now at the time of recording this. We're in the COVID lockdown time. My subscription's gone through the roof because of that community element that's in there. And so this is where you now start showing people that, oh, well, it's a complete no-brainer to join the academy. So people are going to join the academy. Well, Guys, if you've got 100 people paying $47 a month, that's $4,700 a month. You've got 200 people at $47 a month. That's $9,000 and something dollars a month. 500 people paying you $47 a month. That is $23,400 US a month every month for rocking up for 1 hour to do a live call. I mean, who doesn't want that? So now my friends who were looking back at me in 2015 saying, Sarah, you've devalued yourself. You know, you're insane. You're giving all this stuff away for free. I'm like, here's laughing now, huh? So, you know, yes, it has taken me 4 or 5 years to get to a level whereby I'm just sitting pretty, you know, really. But who's devaluing themselves now? They're still scraping around trying to sell one-off courses for $297, which work well for them. In a month, they've bucketed loads of money into ads. I'm just sitting here with people signing up to a subscription thinking they've got a bargain and thanking me for it. All the while, my passive income's going through the roof. Yay!
Which is amazing. One point here, Sarah, which a lot of people would want to know from you is, when you really have those like large number of people who you really want to serve, what is the magnitude or the strength of the customer support staff that you should expect? Like, is there a ratio that you should really have, that, hey, have 1 on every 100 or 1 on every 500? What has been your view with that?
Great question. Okay, so one of the things that we were having a chat about before this call started is how important setting up systems is. Now, you're only going to get good at this if you start. Don't think that you have to get everything perfect from day one of opening your membership site. It just doesn't work like that. It takes a bit of time for you to get people in there and figure out what people need, what questions they're going to ask you. And after a while of having your membership open, you will discover that there are a lot of common questions they get asked. You know, like, how do I unsubscribe? I don't know, I'm locked out. Or I don't know, you taught this in this particular section, how does that apply to me? Do you have a checklist for this? Who knows what questions you're going to get asked, right? And this is why you have to just start today imperfectly, and you will find out what happens. So for me, what I found is afterwards, I was like manually going in every single day and answering all these questions every time they came up. And eventually I was like, oh, why am I constantly spending time answering the same question? So what I did is I got my mobile phone. For those watching the video version of this, I have a little selfie ring light up behind me. They're about $20 on Amazon. It's just a tripod with a little light and a phone holder on it. I got in front of that and I just started recording the answers to like the top 50 questions that kept coming up over and over and over again with my audience base. So what happened the following month is I just uploaded all of these bad boys to YouTube. And every time someone said, Sarah, how do I do this? I was like, here's the link to answer that question. Here's the link to answer that question. But all of a sudden, I started saving myself a couple of hours a day, having to manually reply to all these answers. And then I thought, hang on a minute. Now I'm having to manually send people these links. Why don't I just add the answers to these questions to the membership area? So I simply went into the membership area and I added a lesson called Frequently Asked Questions. And there's the link to all of the commonly asked questions. So now I barely ever get any questions at all because I have completely provided a box, a vault of information that over years I've collected and found the answers to and put them all in one place, which now saves me the time. I don't have any assistant that helps me manage that academy area. It just runs itself now. And that's where you want to get it to. You need it to get to that scalability point. Now, the second part of technology that kind of adds to this question that I was going to say before is email software. So if you have email automation software, you can take your automated management of your membership site to the next level. Now, I mentioned before that if you have a learning management system, it automatically sends them a welcome email. You can actually tick one box to say, notify the students every week and remind them to go back and check out their learning. So that can all be managed by something like Thinkific, okay? So you don't have to have email software. If you're on a budget and you have to pick one of these things, pick the learning management system because it does everything. But as you go through and you're building your business and you start to scale, you're going to want to get some email marketing software later down the line because of how much. My favorite is ActiveCampaign because for the price, it's not just email marketing software, it's a sales management system, it's a customer record management system, it's an automation setup sequencing system, it manages pop-ups. I'm going to pause. Just turn that off, sorry. And so you really want to get that automation software so that you can start automating everything in your business later on, not just your Academy membership site. So one of the ways that I use email software to, again, create an incredible learner customer experience, but also to make sure people get the most out of my membership. Because remember, the more they get, the longer they're going to stay. And that's great for you, okay? The more they get, the more likely they're going to be to recommend other people join too. Yay, that's what we want to do. So in my particular email automation software, I simply set up a sequence because ActiveCampaign connects perfectly with Thinkific. Click of a button, you can pull them together, and Thinkific will tell ActiveCampaign when someone's joined my membership academy. So I then send them automatically, because the systems are talking to each other, it automatically sends a welcome email and says, hey Sarah, thank you so much for joining my Entrepreneur Academy. Don't forget, the first place you need to go is the Entrepreneur Academy Members Vault. Inside there, you'll find your welcome video. There'll be some instructions of how to use the Academy and blah, 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 blah. If you get stuck, don't forget, you know, you can go here, you can go here, you can go here to answer all your questions. Have a great time. And then I basically set that automation up to check in with them every week or every 2 weeks to just say, how are you getting on? You know, by now you should have maybe got through at least one of the courses in there. Don't forget about the live call this month. Inside the members vault, you'll find the list of all of the Zoom links so that you can put that in your calendar and come and join the live call. Don't forget to send me your questions for the live call. This is all automatically done. So, but this always happens without me being involved in the whole entire process at all. Now, because this is a customer record management system too, it will track which pages Sarah goes to, which courses she watches, which ones she doesn't. It will tag her profile with little notes based on the actions that she has and hasn't taken. And of course, I can then set up future automations and campaigns to target Sarah, to upsell her to my other stuff. So I might take a look at all the notes on all of my customers' profile, and I could say to ActiveCampaign, hey, ActiveCampaign, all of the members in my academy who have got 10% of the way through the content, that shows me they're logging in, they're interested, right? Send them the email to invite them to join my next 30-day course creation group coaching program, because they've done enough to be interested, but not quite enough. It makes me wonder whether they need a helping hand. So you can start targeting people and upselling them based on the actions they have and haven't taken. Again, just by doing nothing at all. It's really, really simple.
Amazing. And with respect to the email campaign, does it like go on forever on the active campaign that you use, or it's like a time frame that you have an onboarding experience with certain emails, and there's some kind of an email chain which goes for a particular behavior that you really want them to do? How exactly is the psychological, I would say, giving on the active campaign?
Yeah, so with mine, I just kind of actually check in once a month with my actual academy, because you know, it's only once a month that something new happens. So at the end of each month, I will add in sort of any recorded workshops or anything like that that only the academy members get, and I also will have the live coaching call. So basically, the only thing that my automated system needs to say is, if I'm still a member, it will just simply send me an email saying, hi Sarah, don't forget the live call this month, and don't forget to go and check out the latest added content. So that is it. Like, they don't need any other special instructions. So you can just simply go into your email automations and say, as soon as they join, send them a welcome email with all the main instructions. And then you go wait for 1 month, and then send them that simple reminder email. Wait for 1 month, send them the exact same reminder email. It doesn't have to say what content there is. It just says, go check out the new content, and don't forget there's a live call, because it's inside the academy learning area where actually the new content and the live call times and dates are listed. So basically, yeah, you just basically set that automation to go every single month for forever until they leave your academy. So I set up a separate automation that, because Thinkific and ActiveCampaign talk to each other, if Sarah presses unsubscribe inside Thinkific, because this is the other cool thing, you don't have to be involved in dealing with this admin of, I don't want to be a member anymore, please can you unsubscribe me? They just go to their own dashboard area and they press unsubscribe, and it automatically cancels their credit card. It automatically removes them from everything so they can no longer access the content. And it will then, Thinkific will send a message to ActiveCampaign and say, Sarah has unsubscribed from the Edupreneur Academy. So what that does is it then removes them from that automation of the reminders each month and adds them to a new automation that says, hi Sarah, we're so sorry to see you go. Please let us know if there's any reason why you weren't happy or whatever, or why you're leaving us. And we look forward to seeing you in the future. We wish you the best of luck. And then end automation. And that's it. They stay on the list and they don't get bugged about it anymore. So that is how simple it really is. And it sounds complicated because you set this up once. You do this once and it's done forever. You're saving yourself a lifetime of admin. It's so good. And more often than not, you just find out that perhaps people, they unsubscribed. They didn't actually unsubscribe. Their credit card expired. So because that automatic message has gone to Sarah saying, hey, Sarah, we're so sorry to see you go. They've gone, oh, what? Hang on, I didn't unsubscribe. Oh, look, my credit card expired. Because this is the other great thing about a learning management system. If the credit card expires, well, they don't let people stay in the course because they haven't paid for it. So this is where, we could have lost so many customers if we didn't have that automation in place. So the only thing we have to now physically do is then reply going, hey, don't worry, just go back in and refresh your credit card. Done. And they're back in the program again. It's going to save you so much lost business by just having this stuff in here.
Amazing. And do you want to take us to a little bit of the behind the scene of how exactly you're running it? We'll be excited to know, and I'm sure all the audience.
Yeah, of course I will. So for those of you who might just be listening to an audio version of this, I highly recommend you click on any links that are surrounding this right now to go and watch the video, because I'm going to show you my screen right now. Now I'm going to take you through and show you what an email automation looks like. For those of you who are new to this, like, what's an automation? What's an email sequence? I'm going to just show you the overview. I'm not going to go into the actual emails. I'm also just going to show you what the back end of one of these learning management systems look like. I've actually duplicated a course and removed the content from it because obviously that is only for my members to see. But I'm going to show you, what lessons you would have in what order to organize it all. So let's share our screen here and take you behind the scenes to give you a bit of a clue as to what this is about. So, are we good? Have we got the screen sharing going on there?
Yes. Sir.
Excellent. Right. What you are looking at right now is ActiveCampaign, and you are looking at an email automation sequence. Okay. So what I have done here, this is actually not necessarily for my academy, but it's exactly the same structure setup. Okay. It's the principle we're learning here. So the first thing you have is what's called a trigger. So what is it that fires the trigger, right? What is it that starts this automation? So because I have connected my Thinkific learning management system with ActiveCampaign, all I have to do is say, add a new trigger, and it will come up with if someone joins a course, if someone completes a course, if someone unsubscribes from a course. The list literally comes up, and this is a live campaign, so I'm not going to change it right now, but that's all you do is you press add a new trigger, and it will show you all of the different trigger options you have. And if you've connected a learning management system, all of those courses that you have will show up here. So for instance, if this was my Edupreneur Academy sequence, it would say add a new trigger, start this trigger when somebody signs up to my Edupreneur Academy. Boom. If you just click the button. Now, I'm going to just take you then to the email. So you'll see here it says, then it will send an email, welcome to the blur. So this is an online course at the moment. So when somebody joins a particular course or the academy, the membership academy, we first of all send them a welcome email. So you obviously, I can't read what I've got in here, but basically the welcome email says, hi Sarah, welcome to this Blur membership academy. This is the kind of stuff you're going to find inside. Here's the first thing I want you to go and watch, because that's where your frequently asked questions are going to be. If you forget your password, press the forgotten password button. Otherwise, have an awesome, wonderful time. See you soon. Now, I then have a slightly different sequence here because this is an online course. So I'm going to show you again the principle. So after they've had their welcome email, which gives them their login details, they can start immediately. They can go straight into the academy and go and take it. I then wait for one day and just send them a reminder to go in, because it may be that when they signed up yesterday, they were a bit busy. They were like, oh, I'm going to go and do that tomorrow. You want to just make sure that tomorrow you are actually there to go, hey, Sarah, yesterday you signed up for my Entrepreneur Academy. Don't forget to log in and get started, because the quicker you get people started, the quicker you get them hooked, and you want people to get engaged. If they don't start it, they can't get hooked, they won't be engaged. And as soon as your membership payment comes out next month, they will cancel straight away. So you need to get them sucked in, get them enjoying it, getting them benefits from that membership as soon as they possibly can. And so that's why I use this automation system to just be there for them and to be really, really beside them the whole entire way. Now, I've got this particular automation then waits for 2 weeks before I message them again. Now, this might be you want to message them weekly. So you would just say simply wait for 1 week and send them another message. Maybe like me, you have it monthly. So it would be wait for 4 weeks or wait for 1 month. And then you send them another monthly message. So as I said, for me in my Academy one, it would just say, don't forget to log back in. Don't forget about the live call this month. Don't forget to submit your questions for the live call. And please go and check out the recent published content section, because there's been some new videos that have been uploaded. So of course, you can just keep this going on and on and on and on and on. Now, this is actually an online course with 4 modules. So this particular sequence I'm showing you will send them a message to remind them to log into each module. And then my completion, if you actually look at this, in fact, I'm going to open this because I'm going to show you how I use an online course to upsell people to my academy. All right. So this is actually a pretty interesting example of how I get people into it. Now, I have an online course that I give away for free. It's a lead magnet. Okay. So it's an 8-week program, how to create profitable online courses. If you want to check out behind the scenes how I'm doing this, please feel free to join that. It's sarahcordiner.com/freedom. It's a free course and it's 4 weeks long, 4 modules long. And at the end of this, I give you the opportunity to keep the program. Now, because the course is free, after the 8 weeks is up, I remove you from the program because you've had your 8 weeks, okay? That's what you get for free. And so what I say to people is, if you want to keep access to it, you can either just pay $97 and keep access to it for life, or option 2, you can join my academy. And here's what you get. And so I tell people, I get them excited, you get to keep this course that you're really enjoying, right? So that's reason enough. They are already enjoying something I've given them. So this is what you need to do. Give them something for free that's awesome to them, that's giving them the result they want. And then take access away. I mean, obviously make sure they know that they're only getting it for a certain period of time. Otherwise, people are going to be really upset with you. But I make it really, really clear in this lead magnet that they only get 8 weeks. And I check in with them every 2 weeks to say, don't forget, because your time's running out, okay? So you get to keep access to this course. You get access to over 40 other courses. You get access to all future courses completely free of charge. You get exclusive monthly access to live Zoom calls. You get exclusive power hours and virtual offices. You get updated monthly vault of my live stream videos. You get discounts on all my other stuff, right? So this is all the stuff you can share in this. I'm sharing this with you because you can copy this kind of content, right? Your membership might include this kind of stuff too. So they're going to look at all of this and they're going to go, oh, well, I can either pay $97 for, getting one thing, or I can pay $47, half the price, to get all this stuff. Well, it's pretty obvious which one they're going to choose. You've made your membership a no-brainer. So here we go, bam, they're going to click on that button and it makes them a member. So this final email in the sequence is the upgrade. Now, of course, if this was the membership sequence, well, what am I going to be upgrading them to? My 30-day course creation group coaching program, my boot camps, my retreats, my higher end products and services. Okay, so this is exactly the same kind of methodology you can use for getting people into your system, giving them something of value, upselling them to your membership. But of course, save and exit this a minute, using this automated email sequencing to tailor the way that you communicate with people so they get the maximum value from your program. They're getting reminded, you're staying in touch, you're staying front of mind, they're going to complete and gain value from your content, they're going to want to stick around. So this is how I use email automation software, and feel free to replicate this kind of system for yourself as well. Now, the second thing I'm going to show you is the kind of behind the scenes of what my Edupreneur Academy members vault looks like. Now, I've actually removed, I've just done a duplicate copy here just to give you guys a demo. But I'm going to show you kind of the lessons I have so that you can get an idea of how you might structure this together. So what I've got in the members vault, and I like the word vault because it kind of like feels like it's a secret place that only the special people get access to. So be careful with the words you choose as well. You want to make people feel like they're getting something special that no one else is allowed. So I've used it, the Edupreneur Academy members vault. So the first thing I have is a video that says welcome, how to use the Academy and member frequently asked questions. Okay, so I've actually removed some of the content from this, but I've kept the basics in to show you. So I can have, in my actual one, I have a video here that's like, hello and welcome to the Edupreneur Academy. It's so great to have you here. This is what you get. Click on this, this, and this place to find X, Y, and Z programs, blah, 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 okay? And then what I have is his frequently asked questions. And there's just normal stuff here, like how will I get charged? Is it US dollars or Australian? How do I cancel my subscription? What if my credit card expires? If I stop paying, will I lose access? Will the price increase? So there's way more questions. I've just put these as an example for showing you from demo purposes here. But go through and find all the commonly asked questions and you're going to stick them here. Now, this is the first lesson. So the reason I've put this in the first lesson is you're not going to have now anyone going, how do I use it? How do I find my stuff? Stupid questions that you get asked all the time. It's the first thing they ever see. So it's going to save you so much admin having that here. Now, this next thing I have is the members community. Now I'm showing you the admin area here, so you can't see what this looks like. In fact, if I just go over to preview this demo area as a student, and you'll see what this looks like to the students. So the second thing in my academy is the community area. Remember I said one of the things that's almost irreplaceable for people is feeling like they are part of a community. People crave that connection with people who are like them, and they absolutely love having a place to be. So inside, this is Thinkific. Inside Thinkific, you can actually create a community. It basically feels like a Facebook group. Obviously, only people that are in the academy can actually be in this, and it's exactly the same as Facebook. So it's really easy for people to use. It feels very familiar to them straight away. And of course, if they cancel their membership, they lose access to this community area. Now, this is one of the reasons why I use this over a Facebook group, because if they were to cancel, I'd have to manually go to the Facebook group, find them and remove them. This way, they're automatically removed if they cancel their subscriptions. So we've had the welcome to the program. Here's the most commonly asked questions. Then we've had the community hub. So already they're like, okay, I feel like I know what I'm doing. Oh, I'm in the community. Well, then we go into the second most important, valuable thing of your membership, which is anything that involves you. So for me, that's my monthly live Q&A calls. So in here, we have a link which shows people, actually I'm just going to close that because I think it is a live link right now. So I'm just going to close that page down. But inside it says, here are your live monthly Q&A training calls for 2020. So it literally lists the dates, the times, the Zoom link, the password to the Zoom call, and everything that they need to find and access the live calls. So that's the third thing they see. And now they're like, oh my gosh, I've got access to all this cool stuff. Now, after that, I've got the recordings from all of the previous programs. Okay, so straight away they can go in and start seeing everything else that they, are going to get access to, are going to keep getting access to. So here we go. There's all of the recordings in there. What else do we have? Latest released videos. So I've got here, there's an actual module called Latest Released Videos, January to June 2020. People love it when you put the date in because it shows that it's fresh and that it's new. Remember, with subscribers, they want to know they're getting something for their money. So here we go. There are all of my recent training videos that are just released, and it's proven they're just released by the fact the date is on there too. Then, of course, you scroll down and you've got all of your full courses that are available. That opens up and shows people access to all the 60 plus courses. They actually get access to it in my academy. So this is how you just, you manage everything in one spot. They've got everything they need in one place. They've got, the little community area there where they can go and ask questions and communicate with their people. So that is it. That is the main set of technology I use, and how I use it to ensure that people are getting the best service, to ensure I'm doing the least amount of work, and to ensure that people are staying around as long as possible, because that's the best for our business bottom line.
Amazing. And I think it was an incredible experience just to see everything in action, Sarah. So, and I'm sure a lot of gratitude is going to come all the way to you from all the different parts of the world, just to share that behind the scene with us. The next question usually which women in consulting coaching usually ask is, how do we really become systematic ourselves? Okay, we have the automation tool, but do we really need an Excel sheet to manage something? Do we need to have our time systemized? Obviously, one of the major elements is that you need to have your time systemized for that 1 hour call that you really give to the members. But is there a system that you really follow for yourself, which is beyond automation, which makes you super efficient to really manage this big community, which is literally like a university online, by yourself with some support hands that you have as your team? But still, it's a massive work. So what are the system secrets there, which are beyond automation?
Yeah, so the biggest thing that changed my whole entire business and life was when I started asking myself the question, what do I do more than once? So the first thing I asked myself is, I sat down and I started recording everything I did all day, every day. And it only took me about 2 weeks of doing this. And it was things, every time I put my finger on my mouse to do anything, I went, will I ever do this again? Will I ever do this task again? Will I reply to this email again? Will I answer this question again? Will I need to do this task again? Will I need to upload that thing again? Will I need to do that social media thing? And absolutely every single click of the button, I asked myself that question. If the answer was yes, at some point in my future, I'm going to have to do this again. What I did is I then sat there, I said task number, and I opened up a Google Doc and I wrote the instructions for doing that thing. I literally walked through it. I did the task. I wrote the instructions down. And then I created an index in Google Sheets with task number 1, which may have been, I don't know, adding stuff to my social media, right? And hyperlinked it to the Google Doc that had the set of instructions that I'd written in it. And I went and did that. And I now have quite literally hundreds and hundreds of tasks now that I was like, if I am ever going to do this again, here are the instructions. After a while, I was able to hire a virtual assistant. So I hired that virtual assistant and had a whole suite of instructions for her to go and do. And she just took over because all the instructions were there. And that allowed me to be completely free to then go and focus on creating more content for my academy, which is what earns me the money, okay? So for me, that completely and utterly changed my life. There was so much I was doing every single day that I could have been delegating. And if you can't afford to delegate yet, if you can't afford a virtual assistant yet, I promise you, the future you will thank you if you start writing these instructions today. You need to have the mindset that this academy, this membership site is going to work for you. And the second it is, the first thing you want to do is take that money that you're earning and invest it into a virtual assistant, because that is when you're going to be able to scale. That is when you're going to be able to start moving towards having more and more people creating more and more content, doing more for the academy members so that it becomes like something that they completely depend on being part of forever. So for me, it's sitting down, putting everything on Google Sheets. Now, guys, I'm a massive Google Docs fan because you can't lose stuff, all right? If your computer explodes, you're not going to lose those instructions. Start today. Everything you're going to do more than once, write the instructions, save it on an index, a Google Sheet index, hyperlink the task number to the actual instructions on the document. and boom, you will have yourself a business that is ready to scale. If you hire that virtual assistant and they're gone, or some reason they leave you, or whatever happens, you can just bring somebody else in and boom, they can take over from day one without any training other than click here and follow the instructions, right? That's it. Changed my life. Absolute game changer. Systemize, systemize, systemize. That's when scale becomes possible.
Amazing. I think we definitely need to do that. I think that entire question that you gave us really can actually serve us as a tool. Do you need to do it again? If yes, hold on, take a deep breath and just write the instructions. Give it a task number and put it on a Google Sheet. As simple a system as that, which is going to possibly save you a number of hours, which you could possibly put in later.
So much.
Amazing. And I think the same thing actually goes in the FAQ section also, which you said. If you have a question coming from your customer, hey, can they ask me again? Yes, perfect enough. FAQ number so and so. And there is the instruction.
That's it. And I've recently taken on an executive assistant as well as my virtual assistant. So I needed someone who could start going into my email inbox and, really being able to communicate with my more complex queries that come in. And so the next stage from that has been actually creating a massive document of the most commonly asked email responses, or the most common email responses I give. So what I did is, for a couple of weeks, I just went through my email inbox and I thought, will anyone ever ask me this question again? Will I ever need to deal with a query like this again? If so, I put the question, or the variety of the ways that question might be asked, into one column on the sheet, and the second column I put my perfect answer. If I was in the best mood in the world and giving the best customer service in the world, what is my standard generic answer to that type of question? And now I've built up quite a few pages of email responses. So now my executive assistant can go into my email inbox and quite simply give that perfect response every single time. She's confident she's doing the right job. I'm confident that the customers are getting, the answer in the way that I like to answer things, and everyone knows what they're doing. Now my inbox is in control because I'm not having to answer queries over and over again that are the same kind of thing. A lot of people think, yeah, but I get so many different queries, I could never do that. Trust me, you can. You can. They're all worded differently, but you can. They're always asking up to 50 of the same kind of question, just in different ways. Work out what they are, create a canned response to it, and again, your life will change.
Wow, I think that leads us to another very important aspect of managing an online business, Sarah. What is your say on having how many email addresses should we really have? Because I had somebody ask me the other day, Purvi, how many email addresses should I create? One for the support, one for admin, one for this and one for that. And then how do I really manage it? So what's your behind the scene email organization? How many email addresses do you have, and who gets access to what?
Yeah, I think that really depends on the way that you run your business, and whether you are kind of like the individual that's in front of your brand name, or whether you're more of an organization that it's an organizational name. So if you're somebody who's kind of, you're an expert in your field, you are the brand, it's your face that's kind of out there promoting what you do, then of course it's really important that you have your name at yourdomain.com. Okay. That's because people want to know that it's you that's responding. Now, of course, there's actually a way to delegate your email, so you can actually very safely delegate your email account to an assistant so that they can reply as you, for instance, if you wanted them to, for the more generic responses. Now, if you have a business that's a bit more kind of away from you, then you're going to want, info at or support at. I think support at is always better than info at. What I found with info at is that email address can be blocked by a lot of email service providers. So if you reply from info at, your customers might not get your reply because it's considered a spam type of email address. So definitely your name at yourdomain.com, definitely support at yourdomain.com. And then what I do is because I work off the Google Suite system. So Google Suite, G Suite is a way for you to basically use the whole Google platform, but under your domain name of your brand. And I just make sure that all my staff that work for me have their name at mydomain.com. And that way it comes across extremely professional whenever those staff members communicate with my customers. They have a standard email signature that I have set for them. So again, it looks professional. We all have the same kind of response and reply, but also it's security for me as the business owner. So when you are running from a G Suite account, if one of your staff was to leave today, you go into your G Suite users account, you press remove access, and immediately they lose access to the entire organizational system, which is obviously really good for your own security as well. So look, my advice would be, don't have too many. The more you have, the more you have to manage, and it can get very, very complicated very quickly. So I just say all the staff members in the organization, their name at the domain, and perhaps the general added one would be support at your domain. That is all you need. More equals more complexity, so less is more when it comes to emails.
Absolutely. So one email to really explore the outside world, and then individual email for individual employee or the team. A lot of time, the question that also comes is, how do you really manage the logins to different softwares that you want? So for example, we use project management softwares like Asana or Trello. We use design softwares like Canva or something. So do you have like one email address which is basically taking care of all these account access so that it's one at one place, or individually you have different email addresses which basically gets you to the login of these particular softwares?
Yeah, well, look, I'm the owner of the business, so a lot of the softwares and tools and apps and online digital accounts and things that we have are under my name because I'm the business owner, and that's the name that's associated with the credit cards that obviously pay the subscription fees for a lot of these bits of software. So I use a password management tool called LastPass. LastPass, it has a free version, it has a paid version. I think the paid version is only something like $30 a year. And what this allows you to do is actually share login and access with staff members without them even knowing what the passwords are. So if I was to share access to my Facebook account with you, for instance, I simply add in your email address, which of course would be your work email address that I've given you. You simply click on, it says Sarah's given you access to her Facebook account. All you do is press launch and it opens up my Facebook account without you even knowing what my login details are. Now, if I was to fire you tomorrow, as an example, don't worry, I wouldn't do that. But let's say you weren't working with me anymore tomorrow, I go into LastPass and I press remove. And now you can't access anything. You never knew what those passwords were anyway, so I don't have to go and change passwords for security. It's the best way to manage that stuff. So I know who has access to stuff. I know what button to press if I want to remove that access to anything, and my passwords and security is maintained to some degree in the digital world. Of course, we can never be absolutely certain, but it's the best way to make sure that you don't have your passwords out there all over the place.
Amazing. That definitely answers the question, because a lot of people are like, hey, how do I surely the password, or should I just share the entire login, and how exactly it happens? So that definitely answers the question. The next point that you really come up is the overwhelm of working and managing a mission as big as you're managing right now. So what are some of the productivity tools for yourself that you believe one membership owner, membership site facilitator must have, so that it doesn't become more overwhelming, but you know that you are productive? Because I feel as long as we are productive, our businesses grow.
Yeah, great question. Look, productivity is about spending time on what needs to not be on your to-do list. We have big to-do lists, they forever grow, and what happens is entrepreneurs especially, they write down these to-do lists and they have this kind of mindset that if I finish everything on my to-do list, I'm going to reach my goal, right? But often we haven't kind of worked out what the goal is, so we're just forever busy doing stuff that doesn't get us anywhere. So one of the things I like to do is work backwards. I like to actually go, what is my major mission for the year? One major mission. Now, for me, it's filling up my membership site, okay? So every single thing I do, the ultimate goal is to lead people to the membership site, okay? So whether I do a Facebook post, whether I give away free lead magnet, if I come onto a summit, if I am doing my group coaching program, everything I do has been strategically designed so that at the end of wherever they've come from, whatever journey they go on, even if it's like all over the place, they're going to end up being presented my membership site. So I have one goal. And I have a target number of people that in my head I want to reach in that membership by the 31st of December 2020. And so what I do is I look at my to-do list and I first will go, okay, well, if my major goal is to put people in my academy and I want this many people in my academy, I go, well, how many people do I need to reach each month and each day in order to reach that many people? What are the major projects I need to achieve in order to make the academy stay alive and grow more people? What are then the tasks I need to do to achieve the project which is going to achieve the mission? And then I look at my to-do list and I go, if there's anything on there that doesn't directly align to achieving a project to achieve the major mission, it gets taken off. It's stuff I was just doing to just be busy. It's non-strategic work. So the first thing is to completely delete and remove any non-strategic work. The second thing is to look at that to-do list and then go, is there anything here I can delegate? Is there anything here that I'm holding on to because I think I'm the only one that can do it? You're wrong, right? Just someone else can do it if you give them good enough instructions. So then I remove everything that somebody else could do and give it to them. That unbelievably changes the amount of time that you have available and allows you to be more productive and reach your goal faster too, because you're not having to manage 20 balls in the air. Now you can be focusing on one or two things and get that done quicker. The next thing is to be really strict about your time. Now, I'm a mum of two very young children, and I don't run an academy of 20,000 people in 146 countries by being glued to my computer all day. In fact, I never work past 2 p.m. in the afternoon. Some days I'll take 2 or 3 days off, and I can, and nothing falls down. And I do that because I use calendar booking software for people to book in calls with me. Now, if people are like, I need to talk to you, I go, no worries. Here's the link to my calendar. Now, I use Calendly, and I've set up a free 15-minute appointment that only people can use if they want to discuss a quote I've sent them. Right? If they haven't actually seen how much I charge, they don't get to book in a call. Then I have a 30-minute paid appointment, a 1-hour paid appointment, a 2-hour paid appointment. Now, they cannot book into my calendar unless they press the pay button. They actually have to pay first, and then Calendly takes the payment. It shows them the available slots. They book in the slot. So I'm not involved in the process, but I get to keep the money. So I'm not having my time being taken up by people who are not serious about getting the coaching or the consulting time. The second thing is just making sure that when I look at my day, and believe me, I could work 24 hours a day, and I used to. I definitely used to, and it was just not the best thing ever because I was burnt out and sick and tired. But now I go, well, I've only got this much time to do everything I need to do. So it makes you really strict about what stays on that to-do list. I literally have to go, if I achieve one thing today that's going to move the needle closer to achieving my major mission, what one thing does that need to be? And that makes you make much better decisions about how you spend your time. It's actually called Parkinson's law. So Parkinson's law is the less time you have to do something, the more productive and efficient you actually are, because you're making better decisions about how that time is spent. So I believe that I have become more productive since I halved my working days than I was when I was working 16, 18 hours a day. And that's because you're forced to. You can't sit there fluffing around doing things that are not strategic. And that's been a game changer too.
Amazing. And I think I completely resonate with whatever you have said. It's like we usually get overburned. We really get overwhelmed when we're trying to work 18 hours a day. And the productivity is possibly not equal to how much work you really do. I agree with that. Thank you, Sarah. And with respect to managing the membership, to people who are really beginning, a lot of times they have this question that I'm starting a membership. I actually have a lot of people who can pay me way more. But membership is a low-cost entry point. How do you really ensure that the people who are actually coming and who are ready to purchase something more, who are ready to invest more time with you, who are ready to really pay you for the services that you offer, it doesn't really get mixed up, and they don't really see you as, okay, the entry point for her is $47, but I was looking at somebody who was at $4,700. How do you really get that question answered for somebody who's starting with a membership?
I think it all comes down to the lead magnets you have and the first touch points people have with you. People make decisions on what they're buying hugely by whether they feel like they click with you or not. Now, if you're the person that's delivering that information-based product or service, A simple couple of YouTube videos is the difference between them buying or not buying. People will kind of go, oh, I love her energy, or I love the way she explains things, or, you know, I just like her. There's just something that I click with. I feel like we have something in common. People will press buy purely because of that, right? Whether you're tens of thousands of dollars more expensive than the same person who's offering the exact same thing as you, or whether you're cheaper or not, people will decide based on that click, that energy. They might watch their videos and go, I really don't like you, I don't click with you, you remind me of someone stinky that I went to school with when I was 5, and that's it, right? So they're not your customers anyway. They would have ended up being a refund request, you know, someone like that. So I believe that it's really, really important to, first of all, make sure you have lead magnets that show your face. Get on camera. It is the highest converting way of getting people into your system and of showing who you are and the quality of the content that you provide and the level of depth that you go into and the kind of person that you are. That it can only come across through video. So I recommend that, because that is normally the convincer without you even having to do a sales pitch. You've already made them decide they want to buy from you just by connecting with you, through the lens of a camera. The second one is when people get my free stuff, I then put them into a welcome email sequence. So here's our friend, the email automation sequence again. So let's say you downloaded my free course creation starter kit. So if you want to have a look at how I've done this and look at it from the eyes of someone who's going to be running a membership site, go to sarahcore.com/starter kit. Now what it will do is it will offer you a free course creation starter kit. You whack in your email address and it will automatically then upsell you or offer you my paid course, which is $500 for $97. So it will show you with a great landing page that looks quality that this program is worth $500 US, but if you act now, you get it for 97. So the psychology is there that, okay, she's expensive because it's quite a high price thing for a self-study online course, but I'm getting a deal here. Boom, let me in. Well, if they buy that, then it offers them a book bundle. It offers them all of my books. Now, the second is another psychological thing here. Oh my gosh, she's written books. Now, if she's written a book, she must know her thing, right? She's dedicated time to this. So she's a published author. So again, there's a sense of psychology connected to this, of they are value. Now, behind the scenes, whether you buy all that stuff or the upgraded stuff or not, let's pretend you don't. You just want to have a look at the starter kit sequence, right? You've put your email address in for the starter kit and you said no thanks to all the other stuff. So you've just pressed delete and off those pages have gone. You log into your email inbox and ping, there's an email from Sarah. It says, hello, thank you for grabbing the free course creation starter kit. Here it is. Here's all the stuff you get. You know, there's tutorial videos, there's course plan templates, there's mini challenges in there, there's free quizzes, there's all sorts of stuff in my free course creation starter kit, but you'll see all of that. And then what will happen is over the next 10 days, I will send you the 10 steps to creating an online course. Now, you wouldn't have downloaded the free course creation starter kit if you weren't interested in creating a course. So over 10 days, on day 1, I send you step 1 for creating an online course. Guess what? It's a video of my face in your email inbox, not selling you anything. It's just, hey, Sarah, here's step 1. Here's how to do it. I give you a few actionable tips. And I'm like, see you tomorrow with step 2. So you get step 1, step 2, step 3, up to step 10 over 10 days. Well, guess what happens on the 10th day? I give you 3 things you can buy. You've now had 10 days of free training. I made sure it was really good, practical, helpful training. If you are not interested, you would have unsubscribed yourself by now. Brilliant. Self-clearing. It's one of the reasons why these email sequences are really, really good. I don't want to pay for you to be on my email list if you're not going to buy my stuff. So I like people to self-clear and unsubscribe themselves if they've realized it's not for them, I'm not for them, whatever. Then on the 11th day, of course, I say, here are 3 ways that you can go and create your own online course. In that 10 days, I have proved to them that I know what I know. I haven't had to sell a thing. I have let them experience that I know what I know and that I'm good at what I'm good at. And if they've made it through to that 10 days, they're obviously hanging around for a reason, right? It means they're prime, it means they liked me enough to stick around. So I say, you can either buy this self-study online course, small price, or you can join my membership site, or you can come on my 30-day group coaching program, or I can do it all for you in my done for you services. So I just simply put the hyperlinks to each of those information sales pages, and they can decide whether they want to invest just a one-off $97 or go all the way up to done for you services and potentially spend thousands. You're giving people that choice. By now, they've had enough experience of you to decide which one they're willing to invest.
Amazing. I think that definitely plugs in all the holes of how exactly we can serve to a customer who possibly wants to invest $47 or $4,700 or $47,000. But the same solution is just that how much time, energy exchange they're really doing with you. And that basically gives you the ballpoint amount of what exactly the money exchange could be, right?
That's right.
Amazing, Sarah. To wind it up and to really tell everybody that please have a membership. Please do not let it go. What will be your one advice? Coming from you, it will mean a lot, Sarah, because you are a course creation specialist. So you obviously teach people that you should have courses. But how do you really convince somebody that do not sell it as a one-off price only? You can have something that, okay, I'm only selling it at a one-off price. But how do you convince that it's way better to do it a membership way than just to have an online course and just keep selling it every single day?
Yeah, look, you can have a membership site from just having 2 online courses. So if you've got an online course that's an hour long, it's your top 10 tips in your expert subject. Create course number 2, top 10 tips in a specific, more in-depth part of that course. Right? You've got 2 courses. Now you can have a subscription. You could say to people, right, you could pay $297 for this course and $197 for this course. That's our whole $500 right there. Or you can join my academy for $97 a month or $47 a month, or I'm just making those numbers up. You decide what that price is. You've made it a no-brainer for them. Now you're making money every single month without creating any new content. I actually only added live calls to my academy very recently. I had that thing surviving for like 5 years without even any live elements or new stuff being added to it whatsoever. They were simply paying that membership price to have access to what is in the vault, and that was it. So you can do that too. And I just think, why not? I mean, why not create yourself, people giving you money once a month, rather than them giving you money once. It's an absolute no-brainer. You don't need to create more content. The whole thing can be completely systemized and automated. And not to mention the fact that you are giving people the opportunity to learn more, do more, get more results for a cheaper price. It shows that you're a great person, and it creates massive sustainability and strength for your own business too. Everybody is an absolute winner from this kind of business model, and I cannot recommend it highly enough. Today's your day to start. So please take it one step at a time. You do not have to understand everything in one go. You don't have to have everything ready. Just create course number 1 or ebook number 2 or one little thing at a time and start collecting it together and let it grow over time. Don't put this pressure on yourself of going, I've got to have the whole thing ready and have all the email automations. No, you don't. Start with the LMS, put course number 1 in it, then put course number 2 in it, and then create the subscription. Later, you can go into all the automations and the emails. This stuff is something that grows over time, and you can take step 1 today. I actually have a free bonus for everyone listening today as well. So if you are looking to use a platform like Thinkific, I can give you 3 months for free on that platform for those of you that want to go in and start playing and uploading stuff without the expenses. You can go to sarahcordiner.com/Thinkific Pro. And we like to over-deliver. Can I over-deliver? I would like to give you free access to my self-study 8-week program. The one that I've mentioned to you is normally $500. And that's available to you guys today at sarahcordiner.com/freedom, completely free of charge. That is everything from how to come up with your perfect course idea, how to make sure it has market demand, like make sure it's actually going to sell, how do you get all the content out of your head, how do you add the right content to it for maximum searchability, how do you put it all in order, how do you set up your tech, how do you set up your Thinkific school, how do you market and promote it. This is the exact methodology that I've used to build well over 60 of my own courses, and of course set up my successful membership site as well. So please feel free to go and grab that at sarahcordiner.com/freedom. It's $500 usually, completely free of charge to you, and it will really help you build your information or education-based membership site. My absolute pleasure. Thank you for having me, and wishing you all an abundant amount of success going forward. Good luck.